All right, so we're here at Greenbriar Campground, just south of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We're on one of the two premium river sites they have. This one here, and this gentleman next to me here, him and his wife. These are very low-lying sites, and they drop right down to the edge of these roaring rapids. Many of the other sites also back up to water, but you're not this close and you're not on the actual rapids like this. So you see up here, these are some of the other sites, and they're more kind of elevated and away from the water, and the water over there is not as rapidy, for lack of a better term. So let's go check out some of the amenities that they have to offer here. So we're going to start right here, just over from the super premium sites. They have this vintage cruiser camper you can rent and stay in. They also have, back in here is this little yurt, which is a great site because it sits right on the little beachhead they have where you can go swimming in the cold mountain water down there. And then they also have this little cabin here that you can rent, and it too has a nice little seating area along the smaller waterway there with some rapids. So this entire campground actually sits, it's like an island. It's surrounded on all sides by water, and when we get to the front you'll see there's actually a little bridge you have to cross to come into the campground. So all the RVs are parked on the outer edge, so they all back up to some sort of waterway. And then down the middle, you have this long strip of grass, which is utilized for walking your dogs. Some areas, they allow some tent camping, as you can see up ahead here. And then all that leads into the common area. So as you reach about mid-span of the campground, these tent sites are here, and then you come into the common area, the communal area, and they have a series of pavilions and seating areas. Here's a little outdoor rec station with a grill. Looks like some sort of a smoker chest there. They have this little pool table and some seating. Ceiling fans for those warmer days. Even a little TV. That's a little storage area there with some games in it. They have some barbecue grills. And then you come over here to this pavilion. There is another storage box. Here's a whole little camp sink. This seems to be where they have a lot of community activities like movie night. There's a big TV up there. You can see the orientation, how all the chairs are set up. They may even have a Sunday service here. I'm not sure about that. We won't be here for Sunday. Actually, yep, as I come around here, here's the sign. Sunday church service at the pavilion. Then you move back on to some more area here. We got some cornhole tables, their own custom Greenbriar campground on the river. Another camp sink, plenty of seating. Here's the communal fire pit. Really nice big paver area with some rockers. All the fire pits here, by the way, do have this flip over grill in case you want to cook over your fire or boil water. So as we move along here, there's a little basketball court. And then all the play areas. Across the way there's a little volleyball net. And then there's a series of several different little, I guess, different age group kind of play sets here. And then here's the camp bath and shower. As you move to the front here, the campground does widen a little bit. So now we're seeing some RVs along this middle section. So these would not be riverfront sites, obviously. So here's more of those. Different view of some of the play areas here. Dumpsters. You never have too short of dumpsters, and this being bear country, they all have chain down lids and all you have to open up. So now we're coming up to the front here where the check-in office is. There's a little dog park. Not sure if you can see that there in the distance. A little fenced-in area if you want to let your dogs run free, as opposed to keeping them on a leash. Now, everyone I've seen has been pretty responsible here with leashing their dogs. Sometimes you do see where people are not responsible and their dogs run free, and typically they're well behaved, but you know, that's how you open yourself up to a problem. So here we have up front the big camp laundry area and more baths. You can see in there or not. There's a code to the door and I don't know it offhand. It was in our information packet. I just don't know it offhand to see inside there. But there are several washers and dryers. So now we're coming up to the main check-in area, the front office. So they have a standard camp store, you know, firewood, refreshments, stuff like that. I see here a propane exchange. I don't know they have propane fills. They may only do exchanges here, which, if you've ever seen my propane video or anything like that, if not, I'm just going to tell you now. When possible, avoid the exchanges. The exchanges only fill the tank 70 to 75% to allow for storage and sitting out in the sun. You're better off going to a U-Haul somewhere where they actually fill the tank using the bleeder screw and things of that nature. You will always get shortchanged if you get an exchange. So here's the little office area, maps of everything. Of course, the obligatory tourism information centers. Now, I can't go in the store right now. They're not open yet because I'm an early riser. But of course, you have your ice machines and all that type of stuff. Now, as far as the camp store goes, I believe I didn't go in, my wife did, but I believe it's a little minimalistic in there. Like I said, basic refreshments, chips, sodas, things like that. You know, camp necessities, toilet papers, things of that nature. There's their big wood hut, more information of all the different things that you have available to you here. And here's the little bridge when you first pull in. Now this area, like I said, this waterway loops this entire area. This literally is, if you would, in some sense of the word, an island. Now there are campsites out by the road. I believe they're affiliated here at Greenbriar because it seems to be on the same property. But they're just out by the roadway. They're not really on the water, so you can see some of this water here. And then it goes off the other side. So geographically, what it seems is there's a pretty decent sized tributary coming down out of the mountains. As it hits this campground, it kind of splits. And the branch to the right comes along the front of the campground here and under this bridge, wraps all the way around, and then re-meets down there by that yurt tent I was showing you, that beachhead. And then the other fork goes down behind where we're staying. That's the heavier, deeper section. And then meets again down by that beachhead, by that yurt. There's our little landscaped entryway here. Now this is just off of Route 321 on Pittman Center Road. And you see down there, there's those other RVs. And it is, I think it took us about 12 minutes to get to downtown Gatlinburg, and a little less than that to get to that 8-mile artist loop, which is all the different shops and boutiques, like the broom store you'll be seeing footage of in our Asheville video or our Gatlinburg video. Lots of little, probably like 90 some little boutiques and shops along that loop there. So that's Greenbriar Campground. So I wanted to give you a little walking tour of it and show you what's what. It's pretty cool. I really love our site with those rapids. You can, all night long, you can hear it. First I had to adjust, it sounded like it was beating down rain. Yeah, but then you gotta just kind of remind yourself it's those raging rapids there, the roaring waters. But hey look, there's a squirrel with somebody's hamburger bun. I'm still waiting to see that bear. I haven't seen a bear yet. I was hoping and praying. I said, God, if I ever earned any favor in your eyes, let me wake up and see a bear drinking out of the river by my camper, but no luck. Truth be told, there's a roadway shortly just on the other side of that water, so it really isn't conducive to bear traffic. But fingers crossed, still holding up hope. Hey guys, we see a lot of Grand Design campers when we're out and about, and we've been seeing a ton of the Imagines. This is the first time we've come across the 2150 RB, the same model we have. That's pretty cool. So here's something I just saw walking around this morning. They have a few more of these, looks like 3 more of these little yurts that sit back in the woods here along the rapids towards the kind of middle of the campground. But again, off into the woods bordering this same waterway that comes down past our site. The Papa Bear tent. Speaking of Grand Design trailers, here we have one of the classic Reflections. I say classic because a couple of years ago they changed from that kind of almond exterior to pure black and white. They had the multicolored decals with the almond exterior. Now there is a newer Reflection up front that I walked past and didn't think to film. But yeah, we love our Grand Design RV, and the whole lineup is just pretty sweet. So far in this campground, we've been here since last night. As I said, we have our Imagine and the other 2150, an older Reflection and a brand new Reflection hanging around in here. Where we just came here from the Asheville area. We had a couple Solitudes, Reflections. I don't see too many Transcends when we come in and out of these places. There's been a few. But typically it's Reflections, Imagines, and Solitudes. An occasional, very seldom, but an occasional Momentum. One of these days we're gonna see that big full body paint, red, gray, and black Momentum pull. Next to us is gonna be Chad and Tara, and that'll be awesome. Now when we pulled in, I saw this. They're like his and hers matching Jayco's. What I didn't realize again until I'm now on foot walking around is that these are also rental properties. You can rent them. I thought it was odd there was like exactly matching Jayco's next to each other. You can see a peek of that water back there. This is where the rapids really begin. And you can see our site here, how it dips down and is very deep compared to the others. This is why it's the super premium site. But it is very nice to have such a big, deep site that you can back in and kind of they intentionally make it so you're on this angle so that this is your camp view as opposed to the neighbor's RV. And again, this is what planning ahead and paying a little bit extra will get you in life.
Snow was falling and everything was new.